Okay, welcome back to B-Man11, B-Man First channel. And I'm going to get into sort of my little theory. All of these injuries that are happening out of the blue, does it have something to do with Night of Champions and going to Saudi Arabia? You know, they had a lot of issues the last time they went to Saudi Arabia a few times, and I don't know if it was like someone was being held hostage and all that, and a lot of wrestlers did not want to go back to Saudi Arabia, and I wouldn't blame them. But it seems like a lot of these wrestlers must have some kind of clause that says, hey, we don't want to go to Saudi Arabia. You know, take me off the list. You know, you can't make me go to Saudi. You know, it has to be something. And I think, you know, it has something to do with this Iran war and Israel and stuff like that. Because Saudis pay a lot of money to WWE to have these matches. Which I'm surprised Goldberg and Gunther is not at Night of Champions. That's a Night of Champions match. You know, Saudis would love to see Goldberg versus Gunther. But I think the WWE is trying to travel as light as possible for the roster, just so they don't have a lot of issues. I think the last few times when they went, they brought like everybody. You know, you had everybody from like SmackDown, everybody from Raw. You had a lot of people. And I think what they're probably going to do is bring like the main people that's wrestling. You know, I don't think we're going to see any like NXT people during a dark match in Saudi. I don't think we're going to see none of that or hear none of that. You know, I'm thinking we're going to get the bare minimum going to Night of Champions. I think this is going to be a WWE get in and get out type of deal. This ain't going to be a long term, you know, pay-per-view where, you know, you have a lot of dark matches and stuff like that. It ain't going to be none of that. Nah. Now, Liv Morgan, I think she's legit injured. We know she's legit injured. But come on, like Chad Gable, Rey Mysterio and them. Nah, man. I don't think they injured like that. I think that's for story. I think we have a few women as well that are injured. Now, we know we had like Tama Tonga, you know. Rey Mysterio? Is Rey Mysterio still injured? I think he is. But, you know, Ilya Dragunov, is he still injured? You know, Big E, Apollo Crews, you know, Kevin Owens, I think. Bianca Belair, I think she's really injured. I think Bianca Belair is really injured. Is she back good? You know, Otis is injured. LA Knight, man, I don't think LA Knight is really injured. You know, he just doesn't want to go to Saudi, and I can't blame him. You know, I can't blame him for not wanting to go to Saudi. Like I can't blame him, but it's a bigger issue that's over our heads. And, you know, if we keep getting stuff like this, you know, will the Saudi shows be crap going forward? You know, will the Saudi shows get, you know, the bare minimum from WWE? I mean, I thought TKO was, you know, in $1 billion of debt, and they're going to use WWE to get out of it. You would think the Saudi Arabia show would be one of the biggest shows that y'all do. But I understand with all of this war stuff going on, but I mean, Tribute to the Troops used to be in Afghanistan. Like, I don't know. I mean, that was a different time. And, you know, we had some hiccups with Saudis before in Saudi Arabia. So, I don't know. I'm gonna try to find some of them stories and put them in the video so y'all can read while I'm talking as well. And I'm gonna put some stuff in the description so y'all could do y'all research too. But the Saudi shows have not been great as far as for the wrestlers, you know, traveling there and stuff. Now the CM Punk thing, you know, how is CM Punk gonna get his reaction? Because he said some things that were negative toward Saudi Arabia and the shows there. We gonna see, man. I'm definitely checking out Night of Champions, even though we know Night of Champions could be 100 times better than what it is. Honestly, Saturday night main event and Night of Champions could have all been in one pay-per-view. You know, all those matches could have been literally on Night of Champions too. But like I said, I think WWE is traveling mega light. I don't even know if we're gonna get like a big stage, you know, a big Titantron and stuff. I'm gonna just make that prediction. I don't think we getting that. I think WWE gonna fly in, get that check, have some matches, and skedaddle out of there. I think they're gonna be out of Saudi Arabia literally right after the pay-per-view, and then the stage crew and all that coming behind them. Like, I think they're gonna get their wrestlers in and out. But that's just my theory. You know, if y'all think of anything else I missed about the Saudi Arabia shows and the wrestlers having some issues in Saudi Arabia and being held hostage or something like one year, you know, put that in the comment section, because I know y'all know what I'm talking about. But hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. You know, hopefully these wrestlers are safe going to Saudi.